Hello, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Ethan Chazin. I am a New York-based organization development coach, and well, they're at it again. Right-wing bloggers, stakeholders, influencers, and right-wing interest groups are going after corporate DE&I initiatives. So the latest one, Costco, had a request from some of its right-wing shareholders that they demand Costco reduce or do away with its DE&I hiring practices on the off claim that DE&I leads to discrimination. So here's the deal. If you watch my YouTube channel at all, you know I've reported on this before. I've done videos on right-wing bloggers, specifically Robbie Starbuck, who went after companies like Lowe's and John Deere and Harley Davidson and Tractor Supply, and created a groundswell movement of folks pressuring those companies to remove or reduce greatly their DE&I programs. So Costco is just the latest company who's facing this pressure, but instead of folding to the pressure, Costco is actually fighting back. And that's why I wanted to shine a light today on some positive news in the media about Costco. So let's dive right in and take a look at what Costco is and is not doing. Costco shuts down shareholders' demand to ditch DE&I hiring practices. So the Costco board has rejected a request from some of the Costco shareholders to get rid of Costco's diversity, equity, inclusion policies. The shareholders urged the board to get rid of what they claimed it's a legal discrimination program, because apparently certain stakeholder groups, diversity, equity, inclusion is perceived to be discrimination. The Costco board replied to a number of shareholders recommending a vote against a proposal to report the risks of maintaining DE&I efforts. So these shareholders want to do away with DE&I initiatives at Costco, are claiming that there's a risk to Costco's business model by having these DE&I initiatives. So I got to admit, putting my loathing and hatred for this kind of initiative off to the side, it sure is creative. It sure is creative. So shareholders have put forward a suggestion that employees of Costco could be victims of illegal discrimination because they are white, Asian, male, or straight. They argued that it could lead to tens of billions of dollars in legal expenses defending against lawsuits that may arise out of their DE&I initiatives. So here comes Costco defending itself and DE&I as a progressive organizational initiative. Our board has considered this proposal and believes that our commitment to an enterprise rooted in respect and inclusion is appropriate and necessary, said the statement issued by Costco's board. Our success at Costco Wholesale has been built on service to our critical stakeholders, employees, members, and suppliers. Our efforts around diversity, equity, and inclusion follow our code of ethics. So again, if you've been watching any of my, I don't know, 440 videos that I've produced here on Chasing the Dream, you'll know how critical I argue a code of conduct, ethics, a moral behavior construct is to organizations achieving competitive advantage in the 21st century. So let's kind of dive in, lean into Costco's stance on this a little bit further. Having diversity in our supplier base, including attention to small businesses, is beneficial for many of the same reasons diversity benefits our company. Costco's board stated, we believe that it fosters creativity and innovation in the merchandise and services that we offer our members. The shareholders who put forth this initiative to do away with the DE&I programs at Costco, they argue that the Supreme Court ruling in the case of students for fair admissions versus Harvard, here comes that case again, found that Harvard's use of race when choosing who to admit to the school violated the 14th Amendment. I'm so sick of racist organizations throwing this out at organizations to try and force them not to perform diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging initiatives. The shareholder proposal also noted that a Starbucks manager had won a lawsuit worth 25.6 million after claiming that she was fired because she was white. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am a middle-aged white male, and even this offends me. It's clear that DE&I holds litigation, reputational, and financial risks to the company, and therefore financial risks to shareholders, this disgusting proposal stated. And yet Costco still has such a program, though it was apprehensive enough to recognize this as it recently and quietly rebranded its DE&I program to be branded as people and communities. Oh boy. So that's what I wanted to bring to the light of day, is that this stuff is still going on. This stuff meaning racist ideologue, right-wing attacks against corporate ethical behavior. So let's kind of continue this. Costco's pushing back hard against this anti-DE&I movement. So Costco's battling an anti-DE&I wave with a stern rebuke to activist shareholders at Costco who are looking to end the warehouse retailers' diversity ambitions. Let's be honest. This is a frontal assault. This is in the house. You know, the murderer is in the house. These are shareholders who are trying to leverage their investment in Costco as a way to do away with this kind of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging program. Walmart, John Deere, Tractor Supply, and as I mentioned, there are others, Harley Davidson, there are too many, quite frankly. They're all changing or literally just walking away from DE&I initiatives when they're faced with this kind of pressure. But Costco believes DE&I helps its treasure hunt shopping atmosphere, and it's standing behind its efforts. Look, I really want to validate Costco getting kudos for standing up against this kind of disgusting practice. Like a lot of other corporations have not, they folded. So Costco's board of directors unanimously recommended that its shareholders vote against the proposal brought by a conservative think tank. And by the way, this think tank is actually called the National Center for Public Policy Research. So that's the organization inside Costco's shareholder base, the National Center for Public Policy Research, who initiated this. That would require Costco to evaluate and issue a report on the financial risk of maintaining its diversity and inclusion goals. The group criticized Costco for possible illegal discrimination against employees who are white, Asian, male, or straight. So we're starting to kind of just round this out. The National Center for Public Policy Research did not immediately report to CNN's request for comment. Costco said its DE&I efforts help the company attract and retain a wide range of employees. Hello? Hello? And improve merchandise and service in stores. Costco also said its members want to interact with a diverse employee base. When in doubt, I'm speaking directly to boards of directors, to the C-suite, to anybody who can influence the leadership team's decision on these kinds of initiatives. When in doubt, go back to, is this ultimately good for the organization vis-a-vis employee base? Check. Is this really, really good business practice in terms of the relationship that the organization has with its customers? Check. Those two nearly guarantee that an organization will improve its financial performance by catering to those two critically important stakeholder groups. The board, Costco's board, went further in its recommendation to vote against the proposal. It wasn't enough for them to say, no, we're not doing this. They asked their shareholders to vote against this proposal that was brought forth by the NCPPR. The proponent, NCPPR, professes concern about legal and financial risks to Costco and its shareholders associated with these diversity initiatives. The company said in an official statement. The supporting statement demonstrates that it is the proponent, this organization, this right-wing organization, and others that are responsible for inflicting burdens on companies with their challenges to long-standing diversity programs. Damn, Costco's getting, their board is getting medieval now. Okay, them's fighting words. The proponent's broader agenda is not reducing risk for the company, but the abolition of diversity initiatives. Mic drop. There's that M&M 8 Mile mic drop. That's what the board is rightly shining a light on. They have obviously a motive of doing away with DE&I initiatives as a whole at Costco as a best business practice. And this is disturbing for so many reasons, but when anti-DE&I activists took a swing at Costco, the board hit back. So talked a little bit about what the shareholder group did. And again, National Center for Public Policy Research, NCPPR, based out of Washington, D.C., for those who want to follow up with them. It's a conservative think tank. NCPPR wants Costco to evaluate its DE&I policies, obviously with the goal of doing away with them. The thrust of the proposal is that certain DE&I initiatives could open Costco up to financial risk and legal exposure. Discrimination-based lawsuits from employees who are white, Asian, male, or straight. Look, you don't need a Ouija board or an 8-ball to figure out what the agenda is. It's as obvious as it ever was. And this is problematic to companies who are implementing best practices that are ethical and moral in order to gain lasting competitive financial advantage. If you really want to pursue financial advantage, as I've said for the last 16 years consulting in my practice, you implement these programs. You don't do away from them. So here's Costco's board. We believe that our diversity, equity, inclusion efforts are legally appropriate, and nothing in the Center for Public Policy Research's proposal demonstrates otherwise. Mic drop. So this is important stuff. It really is. So I want to play a video that just kind of highlights some of this. There you go. There you go. We talked about it, but I just wanted to emphasize that. So here we are. Here we are in the last days of 2024. Organizations are getting ready for the inauguration of Donald J. Trump and his administration of billionaires who are looking to destroy the federal government in their 2025 blueprint. They have a whole bunch of initiatives that are going to go against LGBTQ communities. They're going to go against DE&I initiatives. They're going to go against a lot of these effective practices that are going to have a direct bearing on company performance in the coming year. These are the kinds of things we should be talking about. I don't hear enough of it being discussed. So I hope this will kickstart some conversation. So to that point, if you want to share some comments, if you have some things you want to share about this video, please, I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, to support what I'm doing here and enable me to do more of this in the coming years, please drop a like on the video. And just as importantly, I'm asking, subscribe to the Chazin Group YouTube channel, where I'm constantly putting up videos of ethical business practices, great places to work, executives, business owners, and organizations who get the importance of ethical behavior and are implementing these best practices in their organizations. Thank you so much.